The views expressed in this presentation are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brethren, we are at Refreshment.
I'm a cool guy, right? You know, we're cool. He's like, yeah. He's kind of weird.
Like I said, just a bunch of old guys eating hashed over crock pot food. And well,
You're just not high enough up in the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
And the potentate is right where you are. And what does he do? He just starts laughing his ass off. Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic Video Podcast. I'm your host, Wesley Reuter. Thrice illustrious of Temple Council number 65 in Oak Lawn. Let's introduce everyone else. To my right, we got...
my name's Brock from Raven 303, Headmaster, Illuminati, Chicago chapter.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
Hit him up on WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp. Hit him up on WhatsApp.
Yeah. What do you
everybody.
666-6666, right?
666-93.
Net 93. Hi, everybody. Yoshi, Worshipful Master, outgoing Worshipful Master of Villa Park Lodge, number 1113. Shail Grotto, Keystone Chapter, Mizpah, Commandery, and soon Temple Council.
Number 65.
Yeah.
My name is Marty, and this week I finally paid off my sofa at Rent-A-Center. And it's a big week. I'm going to be late on most of my dues payments to the 300 Masonic things I'm involved in, but that couch is mine.
There's always remitting you do. All right. Well, today I want to talk about learning outside your comfort zone as a Mason.
Okay.
Which is big.
Yeah, there's a lot of, hey, look at, we all know there are brothers out there that hold on to
There's not just Christianity, Masons in Masonry. There's not just Christian Masons.
No, Masonry is like a
Masonry
spiritual buffet.
It is very wide. And I know we talk about the St. John's Day, which is Judeo-Christian or just Christian.
Yeah, but it also goes with the pagan solstices too, so...
Right, but on most of the altars I've seen is what I'm getting at, and what I know and I've seen is mostly Christian, Judeo type scenery, because mostly it's the Holy Bible or the Quran or the Torah. Those are the three main ones you see on the altar. But as a Mason, you shouldn't probably just keep yourself to one of those three. And we're not saying go and leave your faith and believe something else. We're saying you're going to learn something about a new brother that believes something different. Yeah. And I think that's very important moving forward and being a better man.
That is super important.
Growing yourself as a man. Yeah. Getting to know people in a different way.
Look, you don't have to
believe what they believe.
No, you don't. No. It's understanding. It's learning. It's having that light shine on you. That's what we're here for. We're here to be enlightened. We're here to learn. Yeah. We're here to learn to talk to our brother who may have different outlooks on life, religion, and whatever else. Yeah. But to sit there and have a conversation, a normal, I'm blanking on the word right now. Wow, I feel dumb now. This is terrible. A civil conversation, not like these people out there. It's like, you don't believe what I believe. I hate you.
Well, that's one of the weird shifts in society, where a lot of ideology has become theology. Mm-hmm. And something people don't understand is because someone's different than you, it isn't an affront to you. If you could be super into being a Jew or whatever you want to do. If someone wants to explain Islam to you or something, or you pick up a book about that and you read it, that isn't an attack on your faith. Mm-hmm. You're actually probably going to read it and go, well, okay, about 48% of this is the same anyways, so whatever. That's most what my research I find. Mm-hmm. But Masonry from itself, that's one of those constructs that I really think it helps break down in society, is that most Masons I know are really super open-minded people, as long as what you're participating in isn't harmful to yourself or the community around you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's so many different things to learn in in Masonry, not just in, well, here in Illinois, we call it the Blue Book.
Yeah.
You know, Masonry, learning about Masonry goes outside those realms into speaking with your brother.
Yeah.
Because I know I tend towards more Christianity. Okay.
That's your deal.
You know, but I also know that there's other things out there where, you know, they believe just as strong as I do, or even somebody that has stronger faith than I do.
And that's
they
not wrong.
believe it.
No.
No, and it's not.
Absolutely not.
And it's not. And I know.
Well, I would say this, even since I've known you, Wes, like I've tried to bring a lot of weirder, because I've studied a lot of different religions and all these different secret groups and stuff. And I know I hang out with Wes all the time, so he'll come over and we'll be hanging. I'll be like, oh, I just got this new book, dude. I'll be flipping through it and I'll pull a couple of things out there and be like, what do you think about that? Doesn't that sound something familiar? And Wes will be like, oh yeah, it reminds me of this, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is so you can take these small things that you learn from in every single religion, and there's no one religion that's better than any other religion, period. There is something you can learn from every single religion, period. Like you were saying, the Islamic book, it is very similar to a lot of the Christian texts. It's not that drastically different. We're talking the same
when you get to
people.
the
We're talking the core stuff. We're talking an Abrahamic religion here. So these things, like, there's so many commonalities that it's weird to think that all these people gripe against each other. But think of like Buddhism or Hinduism or something crazy, or like a Taoist or a Taoist or whatever. These people, it's so different than what Christianity is, but they're halfway across the world. They may have never even encountered Christianity before, but what their faith and how they practice that faith is so strong in the devotion of it that there's something equal and the same of all of those religions.
Right, there's a similarity between them all. Maybe it's very obvious, and sometimes it's not.
Or it's drastically different. Sometimes the beliefs, there's certain hang-ups that people are like, oh, I can't believe that because you guys believe in aborting fetuses, or I can't believe in that because you guys say that women can't show their bodies, or there's so many weird dogmas and weird things that are more, I don't even know how to explain it. How would you say it? Cultural? Like more of a cultural thing?
There's cultural, and then there's lawful things depending on what, if it's Islamic or
Sharia law or something crazy.
Judea. It all depends, and even some of that differs between the communities.
Yeah, well, okay. Well,
as far as I know, I mean,
the Sharia law thing, I hate to even associate because I'm really not 100% on board with most of those ideas.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm a very proud American. I love freedom. I love being able to do what you want when you want, and as long as you're not hurting anyone, it doesn't matter.
Well,
yes.
Okay. Have you read the 613 or 612 commandments of in the Old Testament of God?
Okay.
Some of them are just okay. Yeah, that makes sense, and then some of them seem like way out there. Like, why?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, every faith has that.
Well, it's old. Like it's
why?
the old cultural stuff. There's some that's like that. The dogma that exists in some of this stuff. Some of it's just basic ritual that people just pass on from generation, whether it's good or not or whatever. Sometimes ignorance and that blissfulness that goes with that, where you just get lost in that.
Yeah, because all right. I've said it before, but real quick, being LDS, one thing is coffee. Well, why don't you drink coffee? Well, we believe it's a commandment. And most
do. You guys have a commandment against coffee?
Yeah.
Really?
But, because you're not supposed to, I can't remember the exact thing.
Is it a stimulant
Not to
thing?
intake certain hot drinks or something like that. Yes, and you can get addicted to it.
Can you drink hot coffee?
I mean, well, yes.
I didn't want to say. I was thinking to finish
and that's what everyone says.
I was like, "Can you have hot cocoa?
Can you have hot cocoa? Can you have this? Well, there's only certain teas.
You know
what? The thing is,
that's when you know you're living like in an almost utopia when you look at someone and go, "I can't have coffee for religious reasons." But oh my god! But can you have cocoa?
Yeah.
Or can you have the hot cocoa?
Can you have hot cocoa? Yes, I can have hot cocoa. I've even had hot cider.
Ooh.
Yes. Let me tell you about that.
But the thing is,
living high on the hog.
Yeah.
Now it's a commandment, okay, or a rule you have to follow, however you want to put it. And
How
some
do they
people
feel
take
about
it to a
that big
T.
gulp cup of whiskey you got going
Well,
on
yeah,
there?
I'm not following my faith.
That's frowned upon.
Because
frowned upon,
I ended up
Marty.
meeting guys like you, but
We're the bad influence.
took me out of
A little thirstier than others.
Look, look.
What I'm saying is just everybody has their different rules and different reasons.
Hey, real
Listen, when
quick.
it comes,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
But,
You'll fall off again.
No, I did, and I'll shut up after this.
No, you
And
won't.
Wes, I know sometimes you don't like to talk about your faith publicly, but this is just
So
a
why are you
question.
going to talk about it?
Because
We're already talking
You
about
said
it.
it first.
Yeah, I
this
brought
time.
it up. Doesn't mean you can.
You dropped the gavel.
Just because I open my Coke or my beer doesn't mean you can have some.
I can't.
Well, I'd hope so.
We're brothers.
Well, thank you.
Did the LDS ever really take a stance against the Book of Mormon theatrical play?
Yes.
No, in fact, they took out a full page ad.
really?
Yep. And I'm not sure if it was the New York Times or in the actual playbook.
I thought it was frowned upon, though. I thought Mormons.
Okay,
thought
here's
that
the
was
thing.
frowned
I've
upon.
heard-
No. Here's the thing. There's an actual statistic out there. I don't know where to find it, but the church actually had a membership growth
South Park is making Mormons.
because of that play.
God bless Matt and Trey.
Yes, there was a growth. I don't remember the percentage, but
the play as a whole
We have to
doesn't
get them
really
to start a
paint.
Freemason play.
I never seen it because
Well, I will say I saw it, and nothing I ever took from it really painted the LDS Church within the United States as anything bad. I mean,
I know that because
Yeah. There's always
it's very
questionable ministry
lighthearted or,
practices
with bad-
because
They're small shoot-off sects, though. A lot of that stuff isn't the actual.
Okay, there's the mainstream church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and then there's the FLDS church.
Where do you get
which is
19
the
wives?
ones that have all the wives and stuff who love having headaches because, honey, can you take out the garbage? You hear it at 3 times. Honey, can you take out the garbage? Honey, can you take out the garbage? Honey, can you take out the garbage?
I could barely keep one woman
Could you
happy.
imagine
Those must be
that?
gods among men.
Did you clean the litter box? Do you want to hear that like 3 or 4 times a day?
No.
Oh my God.
So maybe it is good to have 3 or 4 different wives because then you don't want to hear it 3 or 4 different times all at once. Get it done.
I don't know.
It's interesting though. I'm kind of happy we're talking really candidly this time, and I really hope our audience.
Well, like I said,
appreciates
we're
it.
learning outside our comfort zones, and I mean, you guys know me pretty well, and we can laugh about things. I'm very lighthearted about it.
But as you should be.
But some guys aren't,
No.
Yeah.
and
that's the problem.
they're not. I mean, I'm sorry, but the way you guys are talking to me, I know a lot of people that I went to church with that would be like, don't
Real defensive, right?
Yeah.
away.
but not. I don't want to say defensive, but to try
We're
and
just
show
breaking
you that
stones,
it's
kind
not,
of.
Yeah, and that's what
I mean,
and
no
some people
harm
don't get
behind
that,
it.
and it goes with every faith. Oh, we're busting your chops, we're busting your
Yeah.
balls because we're guys, and that's what we
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So
Well, see that and that's you. It's hard sometimes because you get it a lot, especially everyone knows I'm Catholic, and all day long. That's
When did this happen?
I know.
Do you
right?
know you can't be a Freemason and a Catholic?
I've heard that exactly. We've talked about that before. Remember? I'm still waiting for.
God,
I'm still
I hate
waiting
when
for
people
my.
say stuff like that.
I'm waiting to hear to get my papers saying that I'm excommunicated. But
oh yeah, I can't wait. For
If you get that, I do want to frame it.
I know you do. I know you do. But
it's not going to happen.
No.
I don't know.
These
Whatever.
are silly fights
But see,
that aren't
this is
worth having.
Let me get my point across. I'm been trying to say is what it comes down to with any religion, any group or whatever. It's fanaticism. It's the fanatics that ruin it. I believe that religion is a beautiful, wonderful thing, but when you become a fanatic about it, and it is, when you're willing to just because somebody is different, has a different faith and different belief, if as soon as you hear it and you become that enraged and you want to do harm to that person, do harm to that group, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, 100%.
There is something wrong with you, and that, in my opinion, that is the true evil of the world is fanatics, and they're in everything. There are fanatics for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Coin
But I what I hate is when you get to know those fanatics, and you're like, wait, they're really fanatic, and you've got to know them really well, and then they have like a dog or something you really like, and you don't want to break that relationship because you like their pet.
Wes is like, look, I don't like that you're in the Westboro Baptist Church. It's a good dog, though. I'm going to hang out with you. I hope you switch that. Like that dog.
You just got to change his shirt, though.
Change that shirt.
Well, no, it's one of those things. The way I look at all forms of spirituality, and I'm not going to say the word religion because that's, I think, a little bit too much encompassing.
I do believe there's a difference.
Yeah.
Between spirituality.
But I think they do feed into each other. So I'm just going to paint it as this. It's nourishment. I truly do think it's good for your soul. Let's say I'm super into Chinese food. Brock really likes spaghetti. You really like tacos, and you eat kale vegan smoothies.
Kale vegan smoothies.
I know.
It's all that Grand Lodge.
I know. No matter what, it's
Did you
still
want to switch?
it's still nourishment to your body, just like religion's nourishment to your soul. We're all just into different flavors of the whole scene, and that's cool.
There's Rocky Road. And
that's what makes Masonry good, though.
Everything's ice cream, but there's just different flavors. There's different religions, but Freemasonry.
We are the 31 flavors of spirituality.
Everyone loves the square and compass. That's a Freemason, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. The square and compass, they're two different things, right? Mm-hmm. So they're two different things that come together to make one heck of a beautiful symbol.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Two different symbols making one symbol.
Squaring those actions.
Yeah.
And whatever in the middle is what is you, however you want to look at it. But it's two different symbols, two different working tools to make one beautiful symbol.
And dude, what you're saying is, if you really truly look at it, that is the whole of Masonry, because that's all brothers of different religions, different faiths, different backgrounds, different everything. Because not one of us is the same.
Oh God, no.
We all come together and for knowledge, for that brotherhood, just to be better men and to make the world a better place.
The only thing that's the same about us is the meal that we're eating before or after lunch.
No, but for the most part, the guys you're in lodge with, who some of them are your best friends, every social construct that's part of society right now, you're actually designed to not be friends because we've all decided to take this one particular path where we've been able to let all those things outside the lodge room, meet at the level, leave your dogmas, your money, your this, your that, your outlooks, then you're in there and you get to this real simplistic form and you realize no one's your enemy, no one's here to hurt you. And then just because this dude's a little bit different, that really doesn't mean anything. That's your guy, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, that kind of makes me like people more, man. Right. When you got something different for me to learn, I'm like, hey, I got something to learn from you, man.
And that's how I was with you when we first met. Like, we're completely different, but it's like we like talking about it. I mean, Brock, I still have no idea what your faith is, but the thing is that that's great. You don't have to put it in this box because you see things different than I have.
I have,
or
too.
I ever have.
I mean,
and that's fine. But you laid your hands on the Holy Bible to go through it, and it's about respect.
100%. And I grew
those
up,
are your views.
I grew up Christian, yeah, exactly. So I respect the religion. There's a lot to learn from it. I like the Gnosticism, the mystic Christians. There's so many cool stuff in that. I have no gripe about putting my hand on a Bible and making an oath and swearing on it. No problem.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you did. I'm sure.
No, I'm just saying. We've talked before. Yeah, we have talked about this about other brothers who have came and who are of different faiths and just dude, I'm here because I want to be part of the lodge, and this is they're there for something bigger than even their own personal faith and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the cool thing. Like, I don't even know how to even describe that feeling of when you can surpass like somebody like that, like you guys were saying, the guy who wanted to do on the family Quran and didn't have it at the time and just went ahead and did the Bible. And then afterward, he checked in the rest of the degrees. But for him to just do that is so freaking huge, dude, to not make it a big deal and just to go with the flow. And that's amazing,
respect.
Man.
It comes down to respect.
It's beyond
we all
religious,
respect
it's in
each
the
other.
lodge even, it's respect within this group of men.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
respect doesn't mean that, okay, you have to befriend everybody. Like, okay, I tell everybody that,
we have haters. There's people that don't like us.
believing more of a Christian side or just being a Christian, there are certain things. Jesus said, to love thy neighbor as thyself and to love your enemy. But he never said anything about befriending them because you're not going to be friends with everybody.
That's not practical.
No, you're not.
Love,
Yeah, exactly.
But if you think about love in a certain respect, you can respect somebody out of something like when we had Kevin Wheeler on, and they had some of the Civil War things like, hey, I can respect you as a soldier and a brother, and I'm going to give you a meal, but I'm not going to let you leave.
Yeah.
That if you take that love as respect, that's what we're telling everybody. Respect.
I'm going to show you what I can show you here, and I'm going to give you a kinder hand than I give anyone else's situation for this reason. But our places in the world are still our places.
Right. You're my brother. Okay, we might not be friends. We might not hang out, but I respect you. You're my brother. Hey, what's going on?
And respect
what's
is
going
something
on
hard
with
to
you?
come by in a world like today, man.
No, it is.
It's real hard to get respect from anybody.
Yep.
Dude, 2019, it's all about like student loan debt and no respect. Shout out to all you chicks still paying for cosmetology school and not using it.
Well, with that, we're going to have to take a break, and we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. And we're back. We left off with learning outside of your comfort zone. And one of the things learning outside of your comfort zone,
Just religion.
You guys, for a chapter event over at Keystone 281 here in Medina, this is where you guys meet.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't mention it, but we're back again at Medina Shrine Oasis recording the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
In this very room, we actually
yes.
In
this room.
Yeah.
So
We had that event
on Monday.
it was a tarot card night, and I know I learned some different things. So, but
Took you out of your comfort zone real quick.
Yeah.
Oh well, I like the tarot cards, the artist depictions behind it, and some of the symbology behind it.
Yeah.
I think is neat. But
Very powerful.
for somebody to tell my fortune or future out of the cards, it's not me.
Well, if you don't know what you're eating for lunch tomorrow, it's kind of hard to think about it.
It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
No, it's
I'm weary of it too. I really don't.
I've seen a lot of brothers that were, but I also seen a lot of brothers who got a reading, who walked right out of that door and were like, ooh, that hit me hard, or that did this and that. And I'm talking 20 brothers that I seen come out of the room like that.
That was the cool thing about tarot card night when I first pitched it was it didn't have a cold reception. It didn't have a warm reception.
Yeah.
It was a thing like, pretty much they're like, well, Marty, if you want to put this together and run it, no one's going to get in your way. A lot of us just don't think it'll be successful. Then night of, we had like 50 people here.
I was just going to say.
You know what?
I looked, I see, we set up for 48 people, and we had people standing in the back even.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I want to take this moment and honestly congratulate you. That was a great event.
It was awesome.
I'm
You brought a lot of people out of the comfort zone, man.
Yeah, that night
it's
we did.
terrible. Your educational piece was beautiful, dude.
Oh,
that was so
And
cool.
it was really cool. My favorite part about doing the piece that I did was, and this was an event we kind of really did this more geared towards couples, was being able to talk about the tarot symbology and then the Masonic stuff and kind of give a little of the ladies, not, going out of, breaking any oaths or anything like that, but kind of really talking about our philosophies.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, we have great stuff in Masonry.
Yeah.
The passes, all that stuff, that's for us. But share the ideas.
You know what? It's actually funny that we're talking about this now. You're talking about breaking your comfort zone. Again, like how you said, there was 20 guys plus that you saw come out here and they were kind of shook, or some guys came out here and were like, eh. Again, with the comfort zone, there were brothers here that weren't even a part of this. We invited them to hey, if you want to, come see this or do, come eat, come see the presentation and, whatever, please feel free. And they're all like, well, what's it about? And then we told them what it's about and they're like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for the break that comfort zone, but a lot of us were. But there was a lot of skeptics there,
and there was a lot. There's a lot of people that I was kind of surprised to see that came out of the woodwork for something so weird and esoteric that I wasn't. I mean, shoot, maybe that's my bad, dude. Maybe I was even kind of looking at somebody
Hey, I
a little
broke
bit.
a lodge night to go, so
Dude, same
But
here.
like I said, I have an interest. I
The
like
esoterics.
art. Okay. And in Freemasonry, one symbol means something, but it means something different to you, to me, and to you. And that's what I think is neat about tarot.
To some degree, that's tarot readers too.
Right.
Each one's different.
Okay, because
But some of
you can take a
Masonry
vague-
symbols aren't just Masonry symbols.
Most aren't.
Most aren't, exactly. So that's the cool part about the tarot is that you can relate to these images and see these things and be like, oh shit, that's in there and it's in there. You know, it brings a commonality there where you can see something that you normally wouldn't relate to, that you can relate to, and it sparks that little bit of mystery too.
And that's another thing, not to toot my horn, because the tarot event was great, but we're not the only people that have been taking on going deeper, applying philosophic and esoteric education into Masonic education, and really doing more of that. We had Will on here the other week when he was a lodge education officer. Most people think that position's about teaching rod work, where it's really not. It's about opening your mind.
Yeah.
And
well, as Masons, aren't we supposed to do that? We make good men better, but
How?
Right. But I don't believe it's just
Broadening their minds.
in Illinois we have the
that's
blue
really
book.
what it should be.
You open up the blue book and memorize the ritual. No, you got to look deeper into the ritual, and then you talk to everybody.
No, it's to be an upstanding man. It's to look at your fellow man and learn from them and teach them. It's so much more than just reading ritual and performing the degrees.
You're right, because
I'm at a loss of words. I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to form it.
Because there's certain things in Masonry you want to imply in life, but it's not just straight out forward. Okay,
it's a standard,
like a Ten
too.
Commandment.
Yeah,
It says,
exactly.
okay, love thy mother and thy father, honor thy mother and thy father. There's nothing like that in Freemasonry. One expert, like it says, when you see a brother that's out of line, you reprehend him with justice, but you also do it with brotherly love. You're
With
like,
kindness.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. It happens to all of us. I know I've been told, hey, brother. Oh, okay, you're right.
if I had
But it doesn't say go and stop your brother and be like, hey, brother, chill out.
Yeah.
It says it in so many
I know.
words.
If I had a nickel for every time that happened to me, I'd be able to go to the 40s and buy us all one Coke.
But you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you talk too much or maybe you're too excited about something. It's like, brother.
Or maybe you're just being a little moody baby that day. And that happens to me all the time.
You're right. But okay.
I need a beer.
No, I need a beer. Masonry needs a beer.
Yeah.
This should be our new campaign. Have a beer with Masonry.
Hey, have a beer with a Mason.
I think this is for you.
Oh, this is
Pass
my
it
beer.
on.
That bud's for you.
That but's for you.
You'll drink a Budweiser, right?
I love a Budweiser.
That's what I'm talking about. Good American
Look,
beer.
listen, dude. He ain't afraid to drink any kind of beer. Okay.
You could have just handed me
know.
like a Diet Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Now I'm starting to wonder because you're looking at it like, what's this? Because usually on the show you're drinking a pitcher.
Well, actually,
So you're out of your comfort zone drinking
no,
a
I am
bottle.
actually. I've been so. This is a real weird story I experienced. I was reading the Kabbalah the other week, and I think I might have summoned a Jewish oracle. Don't know how.
I thought you were going to say I finally solved it.
No,
The
no, you know
holy,
what?
it's the HGA, man. The
No, but
Holy
actually-
Guardian Angel.
Yeah, but no, actually, check this out. So I have a new position downtown, and I love it, and it's very good. It's been a very positive change in my life, and I kind of realized I was in a dark spot with some things I was going through. There's this guy, and no matter what, when I go downstairs and I hang out in like the courtyard between the buildings and all that, I have to make my phone calls or just get some fresh air. There's always this dude who's there. And he corners me, and not in like a negative way where he's like, I'm going to touch you or something.
I was like,
check this
okay.
out.
Marty was
No.
Me Too.
No, but check this out. That's why you're seeing me not hit as hard tonight. He literally has went up to me and says, look, everything I'm going to tell you, I swear to God, this is real, and I'm happy I'm talking about
Thank
it.
you, Courtney.
And because I've been going through this, he will corner me, and he'll have these really meaningful conversations. You guys think I'm crazy, but no, this is actually happening. And I remember like the other day he said, look, I need you to remember this out of all of our conversations that we're going to have, which he implies that every day he's going to give me some weird lesson. I still don't really know where this guy comes from.
Is he even real?
I hope.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, I really hope you're not just
Figment of
saying
Marty
it.
is imagination.
You know
on
what
this
I'm
lesson.
thinking? This sounds like. Remember Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he pulls up and he's like, "Just take the ticket, take the ticket." He's like, "That's what this reminds me of right now."
He said, no, but he said this to me. He said, look, you have a very positive energy. I can tell you're a driven guy. There'll be nothing in the world that can stop you if you get your health under control. And he told me this, and I'm like, and he said the phrase with it. He goes, if out of all of our conversations, you only remember one, remember this one. You know the messed up part? I don't know this guy's name.
That's okay.
Well, I mean,
Sounds like it was Santa.
you guys are laughing at me.
No, dude. I'm
No,
not-
this is going down for real right now, and this has nothing to do with comfort
Okay.
zones.
No, it's not Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's the Minority Report, when Tom Cruise is walking around with the bald girl, and she just stops the random woman and like, don't go home. He knows. That's what
Yeah,
that
maybe. I don't know
sounds
what this is, but either way, this guy is probably the best influence I've ever had in my life, so God bless him.
Wow,
That's strange.
great. So he just gives you inspirational lunch break messages.
It's not like, yeah, kind of, and he's just always out there.
He's
and
like the human
Does he
fortune
work?
cookie.
But does he work there, or he just is he like a homeless guy? Or
no,
what?
he's not homeless. His clothes are nice.
So he works there.
I would hope, or unless he
Yeah.
just likes to hang out there. A part of me thinks he might be like an old stock trader that just likes to hang out around there. There's nothing else to do. It's the best I figured out. so
Dude,
far.
but maybe.
But what's funny, I have this area that I like to sit at because I like sitting, and I always catch him out of, you guys are all laughing at me. We're talking about this today. And I always catch him out of the same peripheral. Like, I'll be sitting there looking at my phone, and then I'll look up.
the
and
left or the right?
Right. And he'll always be right there, and he's always standing kind of in a semi-shadow. And then I just go up and then I talk to him. I guess I can stop walking up to him. That might actually.
Yeah, it could help.
Because
But it sounds like you need it, though.
No, I mean I'm having fun with him, but now that I'm saying something out loud.
Fun with it.
This guy might be going home to his wife and be like, look, every day I go outside to smoke a cigarette.
I'm sure
and this
he
fat
is.
guy keeps smiling at me and walking up, and I'm just trying to help him. I don't know.
Maybe
Dude, he
you should
probably
tell
has
him,
a
hey,
podcast that
Have
he's
you ever
talking
thought
about
about writing fortunes for fortune cookies?
No, they're not getting my wisdom. This man's my wisdom man. He give no cookie advice. No, but I'm telling you, this guy is real. This is what I've been going through.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that crazy. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's
No,
actually
but like
cool.
it all came up right after I was reading some stuff in the Kabbalah. And no, I'm not saying this guy's some type of Jewish oracle, but he's a little bit shorter than me.
Well, if
Little
you
bit of
don't
olive
see him
skin.
after this, after
He's
recording
40
this
years
episode,
old.
then you're gonna have to take me downtown. We got to go find this guy.
Oh, we're gonna have to. We gotta
Well,
get
he's
him
going to
on
be the
this
guest
show.
on our next show. Yeah.
If he's not there, I'll be like, all right, there's something to
Yeah,
this. We
actually,
gotta find this
if you
guy.
never see me on this podcast again, I'd probably join whatever cult this guy's.
Oh God, he's a cult
He's
recruit.
probably a big fan. He's like, I'm gonna mess with this guy. He thinks he's funny. Watch this.
No, but he's such a sweet, weird, nameless, faceless oracle type figure in my life.
That's awesome, man. That's very cool.
Is he sitting on a chair and there's like a gas leak under it or something?
No, he just hangs out. He lurks in the shadows. But he's
You read that from the Manly P. Hall Secret Teachings, didn't you?
I've known about that
Yeah,
before.
okay.
Manly P. Hall's Teaching Secrets book. Oh my gosh! And the printing in that, yeah, you need a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
The book is this big.
Wes still
the
needs
book
trying
is
to
this
read
big.
in bed with his wife.
It's
He's
like a
holding this
medieval
big
book.
tome.
You know, Manly
And
Hall,
then
though,
the
that's a
lettering is
figure.
like this small. You're
yeah.
like,
And that's a figure that a lot of brothers are so drawn to. Because I remember when he passed away, and a lot of brothers online were, expressing their sympathy for losing such a visionary and writer. Dude, I didn't know how many people had a beef with that dude till that all popped off.
I mean, there's some stuff that's just old world stuff that at the time and whatever that people don't consider as cool now. But I mean, dude, what Manly P. Hall did with his little society and his group that he has out there in LA, dude, that museum and the library is hands down one of the best in the United States.
I want to go. I really want to go to that building before something happens to it.
I don't think anything's going to happen to it. I hope not. But
I don't know.
There's
I
so
don't
many
know,
great
but
people that run that place, man. That do a lot
with
of
so
great
many
stuff
things
out there.
happening to things in Freemasonry. We're losing so many things. You just don't want that to be something, and you miss out on it because you want to see it. And
That's
you have to make it.
something Masonry and everything's losing as a whole by time progression or otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, the two biggest hits we've taken in Illinois Masonry recently was when our Grand Lodge decided that we really no longer needed to operate the Illinois Masonic Children's Home. Now, their reasoning was the way it was set up was out of date with child care now.
Yes.
It was a liability waiting to happen, but more or less...
In a 2 days status society, yes.
Yeah.
Back
Now-
in the day, it was something that was regarded that the state needed.
Institutional child care is what it's called. Not that it's a prison or a mental asylum.
Yeah.
It was a thing, but now it's like more like, the whole...
Well, isn't that why it moved from that big giant hospital across the way to the little houses?
That was originally, they'd be like, now we build these family units, but that was the thing. And now it came to the point where, this isn't something that really we need anymore, and it's a huge liability, and it's not even really functioning anymore. Now, the reason everyone got so upset when that happened, it had nothing to do, and I'll say this, and honestly, if you're out there, feel free to at me, because I'll debate you. It had nothing to do with anyone's belief in the charity, because the children's charity we deflected those funds to me is very more important. But what we lost is something that we even have here at Medina.
Yeah.
This is a giant, sprawling thing we could point at, and people can say, that's Masonry. You drive past your family, that's Masonry. Everyone who drives on I-355, when you see the giant Medina Shriner sign off the highway, everyone's like, yeah, that's that building I do things at, because it's a prideful thing, because it's physical. I can't give anyone the love in my heart. I can't give anyone the light I've had, but sometimes I can point at a building, and I could go, that's big. That's ours. Look at it.
Well, there was many factors in, excuse me, losing the children's home. Other states had something similar. I won't name states for one. I can't remember them. Even if I did, I don't want to make anybody look bad, and that's not what this is about. Had lawsuits. Whatever those lawsuits were about, I don't know.
But most of them weren't just nefarious. It's the type of ones that if you own a Holiday Inn and someone trips.
Like you said, we were so outdated with things.
The maintenance of the facility, the grounds, there's so much to that.
It's not that we don't want to help anybody that's not a Mason, but in the children's home, when it closed, from what I was told, not one of those individuals had any family members that were Freemasons at any time. And I'm not saying we only care for our own, but we do want to look out for our own, and we want to look out for others as well.
As far as I know, what I was told about the original home, the big hospital or whatever that
there used to be two names.
It's a campus. It's a big old campus.
It was originally just for Masons orphans, but it was not getting used at all, so they opened it up to all children.
Yeah.
And
there are still programs and things like that
are
helping
the children.
We still have programs.
There's not the home.
Yeah, we have
the children's program.
Yeah.
We have many things. We just don't have the home.
We didn't give up on it.
Actually, interestingly enough, I know when the last Masonic kid was in there, it was 2008. A brother from Oliver Grotto. He had a sister who was facing some things at the time, and he wasn't 100% set up to really help her son. How he should have been. He was still a younger man at the time, and he did put the kid in there for a year or two, and worked out really well for him to get him out of the inner city, which I think was one of the worst influences, and got him into that great community and everything. So that was around 2008, but I believe that was the last kid. Wow. It wasn't the last kid.
That had a Masonic
had a lineage. Yeah.
I mean, there's just. It's so weird, though, sometimes when you go into lodges and stuff and you still see those things and people ask about them, new members or new people, and they're like, wow, what is this huge
There's a history. It's like, just because it's gone doesn't mean we should forget
that's why we should talk hanging on the wall. That's why it brings the conversation. But,
it's hard to see it. Maybe we'll take a picture of it. Look up there. Look at the date of that. We don't do that exact thing anymore. We don't do certain things.
Dave, we are both do photography, and I will take any of these old vintage photos, and I'll even put that patina filter and the whole deal, whatever you guys want. I'm down for that, dude. That's what I'm telling the Scottish Rite too.
What I'm saying is that we can love our history and cherish that, but sometimes those things aren't coming back. And even though they were great in the day, they have gone by the wayside. And
society's changed, and we can do stuff better.
Yeah. Whether we don't do them anymore or no one's interested, that's up for the debate. But things change.
I'm so glad you said the phrase, it was great in its day. Because overall, and some people might find this hard to believe depending on which state
This is
you're
taking
living
people
in.
out of the comfort zone,
Well, it
man.
is.
You got to change your outlook.
Like I
sometimes.
like the dated things. Sometimes I think they were better, but I do like the new things. Like, hey, it's new.
like emailing the minutes.
Well,
Hey,
but sometimes dated things through a new lens is good too. Even if you look at medical breakthroughs, I mean, we're still doing a lot of the same stuff. We're just doing it better.
Well. Let's put it this way: if AMD, if I'm saying it right, has all the old degrees. Now, let's put it this way: George Washington went through his degrees different than what we did. If we can put on a third degree once a year, in the way George Washington or maybe something older, the way they used to do it in the day, now that's like a little bit of spice, a little bit of flavor here. And it will maybe bring those guys
just hit him
out.
with the emerald. Bam! Here's some masonry.
Bam! Masonry!
real quick.
Seriously, now the old things become new because we're not doing it so much anymore. And something
Hit
new,
you hard in the
something
front
new
of the
has
taste
replaced the old, but doesn't mean we need to forget the old.
No, we don't need to
Whatsoever.
forget the old. And you know what? Honestly, like we should revisit some of the old
yeah,
stuff.
nostalgia.
Yeah, like some of the stuff that we used to do, or some of the places we used to hold things, or what you want to say. I mean, they should. Well, they should still be relevant from time to time.
Like the picture, I told you about the meme, and you got a bit of taste of it without revealing a lot. But that picture of the old English guys all holding the sword down at the brother who's laying down on the checkered floor or whatever floor it is. It's always intrigued me. Has that been part of our degrees?
Yeah,
I would love to see
taken
that.
out? Was that
Even
Dude,
some of the
is
old
it still
tracing
around
boards
somewhere?
and
It would be
stuff.
great to see
The
some
old
of that
tracing
stuff.
boards are great. We really need to do an updated run of those.
There's a few brothers that are doing. I just bought the guy's book who redid the. I'm so sorry, brother. I can't remember your name or even the name of your book or the name of your blog where you publish those. But I've seen them all.
Drinking.
He did 3 new tracing boards, and he's a graphic designer. They're more a digital look or whatever. And he has a Fellowcraft book out that's amazing. But the cool thing is, man, is it's cool to bring back some of that stuff and bring the nostalgia to a new era, man.
Yeah.
Really revamp that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrap it in 3 minutes.
No,
Just say
actually,
it, Dave.
Wes, he's been asking for this whole show since we're talking so well. Do you want to go into overtime?
Yes, thank
Oh, do you want to go into overtime, guys?
We're
I'm
in
sorry.
overtime.
I say we take a quick break, and I got a story I got to tell about why Masonry's doing great, but other fraternal orders aren't.
break.
See, I don't mind yelling
take a
at Dave
quick
because
break.
Dave's a real big part of the show. So just yell it out, Dave. It's no big deal.
You're the producer, Dave.
All right, overtime. Dave's calling for an overtime. We'll be back. And we're back. We left you with getting out of your comfort zones. And we've been out of our comfort zones in some things in Freemasonry.
Yeah.
But Marty, before we left, you said you wanted to have a few words with
I do.
the
So
audience?
Masonry is in a boom period. That's just a fact if you look at numbers as a whole.
Yeah.
And the dudes coming in are young. I mean, we are all of us are older than the average person. No, all 4 of us are
Yes.
older than the average Mason that's getting raised in Illinois right now. 70% of Masons in the last 4 years that have been raised are younger than all of us.
Good.
Yeah.
No, we need the young blood.
do.
We are. But it's because we are willing to go out of our comfort zone. We're not afraid. We're open-minded. That's why we're doing this. And I actually had a first-hand account the other week of why every other fraternal order is dying a slow, painful death.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, wait, when you say that, you're not saying that you have the answer or the cure, right?
I would say more people...
Because everyone's looking for that. So I just want to
And
make
trust
sure
me,
that
if you don't, if you're not growing, it's your fault. And I will say that.
well said. Well said.
All right. So realistically, a lot of guys are in a couple fraternal orders, and I even know some Masonic brothers that are in this order as well. I'm not, because I'm really only doing Masonry. It's my only real scope. However, on not too far from where our lodge, where our grotto meets, where this building even is, there's a Moose Lodge. The Fraternal Order of the Moose.
Yeah.
They still actually have their children's home, Moose Heart. Shout out to that.
Hey, Rocky.
Yeah. So
I honestly, dude, have driven by the Moose Heart a million times. And I had no idea they were even connected.
See, I heard that you just
My
buy a
grandfather
beer
was a
and you're
Moose.
member or something.
My brother was actually a lot of my family were Moose members. I would have joined the Moose. You know what? I want to get into that. They
Well, thank God for Freemasons.
You ain't got the antlers for it.
I know I don't.
You know. But okay, so I drive past this Moose Lodge near our lodge. I've driven past it probably 300 times in my life. And I always drive past it and go, man, I wonder what those guys are up to. What's going on in that building? I wonder if there's some cool guys in there I should know. And I've thought a couple times, like, man, they got a bar. There's a lot of amenities a Moose Lodge can have that a Masonic Blue Lodge can't have. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a way where we could, hook up and, do something? And I know a lot of grados actually meet in a couple Moose Lodges on the East Coast. So one day I'm just driving around. I just had gotten my hair cut, so I'm in the neighborhood. And I'm driving past the Moose Lodge, and I'm like, I got nothing to do for the next hour. I see people in that building. I'm going to pull in there, and I'm going to go talk to them. And my whole thought process is a lot of times after meetings, we're at a bar or we're at somewhere. In some instances, those bars are owned by a brother, and I like to patronize them. But however, there's a lot of times we're at chain restaurants that just happen to have a bar open past 10 o'clock. Yeah. And I'm like, man, if we're looking to tie one on after a meeting, I'd rather help them keep their doors open than drinking $9 Mai Tais at a TGI Fridays. So I walk up to the building. I look in the window. There's like 3... Old is putting it lightly.
I was going to say, man, I thought you were about to say there was a hashed over crock pot. I was like, I looked in the window and seen a hashed over crock pot and 3 old guys. I was like, whoa, deja vu.
So there's 3 people I can see right in the window. They're playing Hearts or Pinochle or some old person card game. I know, and I hate to say
from
this.
From our tarot night, I know that those are related.
They are. And pretty much... They're just very old. But either way, so I give a little knockaroo on the window, and I kind of put my hand up and I wave, and one of the gentlemen gets up to come let me in. And I'm kind of getting ready. Well, there's a man coming to the door, man.
You just knocked at the door, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm at his place, and I'm assuming he's going to want to figure out why I'm knocking on his door, because he's going to know I'm not having anything to do with this place.
He pulled the Bowie out to your throat?
That would have been so much cooler. I would have respected that. I would have asked for a petition right there. But no, he opens the door, and... He opens the door so I could get in, but then he just goes back to his table, never looks at me, never makes eye contact with me, never says hello. And I'm like, wow, this is weird. So I see then there's like some other people that are kind of back at this bar, lunch counter type area they have. And I'm like, well, I guess that's probably where I should go. There seems to be a bar worker there. My whole question is, could we maybe do some of our fellowship events here? Could we come buy your beer and food? That's really
yeah.
So
can we come by your?
Well, no, but that's the crux of what I'm saying. Is like, hi, can I bring people here once or twice a month to spend money here? That's really what I'm asking for.
Sure.
So just
you guys
keep
might
that in
actually
mind.
Pick up a couple of members.
Yeah. I go up to the bar. There's one gentleman that's on like a register of some sorts. And keep in mind, 4 or 5 people. This is their private club. I'm in here. Not one will talk or look at me. And it's so trippy. And I'm like, I'm regretting this, but I'm just going to see this whole mission through.
Yeah.
So I asked the guy behind the bar, and I'm like, hi, how are you doing, sir? My name is Marty. I'm actually a member of Villa Park Masonic Lodge up the street, and I was wondering if we could maybe talk to somebody about using your building for special events. And he just looks at me, and like his expression doesn't change. Not that there's anything strange about this man, or I'm like, or I'm in some house of broken cyborgs, or like these are all like the Hall of Presidents like robots Disney threw out because they didn't work, and they've all taken over this whole building.
Automatons.
Yeah, these are humans that are just looking at me, and they don't want to know me or deal with me, or they don't want to why I'm in their building that's falling apart. But that's a whole other story. And he goes, well, I don't know nothing about that. And I was like, okay.
Who does?
Yeah, and he's like, maybe you could talk to him. I'm like, cool. Maybe this guy's just an idiot. Maybe it's someone's like slow in the head brother that picks up the beer bottles for like a plate of pot roast. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he is not the guy I should be talking to, right? So, all right, I'm like, I look over at the other guy. I'm like, oh, hey, hi, I'm Marty. Trying to be super cool. I do sales for a living. So I think I know how to talk
Cut
to
the
people.
sails on, yeah.
Yeah, or at least act like a polite human. And he looks at me, and he kind of gives me like 1 minute, but it wasn't like, oh, 1 minute, just give me a second. It was like, I was like, yeah, it was kind of like that.
Just awkwardly stand there for a minute.
So he's working pretty damn close, and no one at this bar has talked to me yet, and it kills me. Like if you wander into a Masonic lodge, because our meeting times are probably posted.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Who are you? Blah blah blah.
Some new guy walks in. We're all getting up because we want to figure out who he is, and then if we like decide because you usually tell when you like people, he's sitting down. He's got a big plate of food in front of him. He's got 4 guys talking to him. That's what happens when you go to a Masonic lodge. I guarantee it. So I'm still sitting there. No one's talking to me. No one. I'm just disrupting the whole feng shui of this decrepit crap shack I'm in, to be honest. And eventually this guy, the guy I'm supposed to talk to, the guy with the information, comes up to talk to me. Is like, his greeting didn't even sound like words. It was like, listen? But I'm like, hey, how you doing, sir? My name is Marty. I'm with the Villa Park Masonic Lodge up the street. And he's like, okay. I'm like, the Freemasons were like another fraternal order in the same town as you. And he's just staring at me, and I'm like, well, I notice you guys have a great bar here. What we do is a little bit different, but, we like to have fellowship nights and all that. I was, I'm telling him.
We like to have fellowship nights. Wow, what an ass.
Oh, was that bad?
No, they're having fellowship.
The way you said it, you're like, well, we like to have fellowship.
Well, no, I'm
meetings.
saying,
Like, not like you guys just let any old person in the bar
continue,
drink your beer.
continue.
Well, no, now I'm not worried it's me.
No, you did not.
No,
You
it's
said
not
fine.
you.
Okay, so I'm talking to this dude, and he's just staring at me. And he's like, well, are you a Moose Lodge member? And I'm like, nothing about this conversation has indicated that I should be. But then I said the phrase, I'm like, well, if this is something that only members could have this type of access, I'd probably be open to join if we had a good relationship. And then I'm like, and then he's like, even got mad I asked that. Because I thought maybe if his answer was, oh, you know what, that's a good idea, but really we only do this for members. But if you want to be a member and bring your guests, that'd be really cool. To spend money in this dilapidated crap shack, but whatever. So we had this conversation. It probably goes on for 3.5 minutes, but I feel like I'm watching Schindler's List in French with no subtitles while someone throws thumbtacks at me and just yells racial slurs. That was the level of comfort I'm having in this situation.
You forgot the eggs, tomatoes, and watermelon.
I know. So, and then out of nowhere, he has a glimmer in his eye, because maybe I'm appealing to him, or maybe like his humanity just kicked in, or his serotonin finally came back after 45 years in some dark, decrepit hellhole of a life he's had.
We're keeping this?
Yeah, we're keeping this.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure, audience. All right.
So at this point, he looks down to some, I would say would be the oldest gentleman in the room who's at the other end of the bar. At this point, I realized everyone's taking their cues from him, because he looks down to him, and the guy's just like,
ooh.
He literally does one of these. And like, then when I saw him do that, I kind of got like a little bit upset.
I would have left.
No, hear me out. Well, I'm persistent. And I'm like, but in my head, I'm like,
no, I wouldn't have known by this story.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm like, and I'm just like, I know, like, it lets me, like, I'm a Legion of Honor recipient. I fundraise for Special Olympics. I feed the homeless. I'm nice to everyone I meet. And then all this stuff's in my head, but not that I'm letting it show. And then he goes, well, maybe you should talk to Jimmy. No. Here's what happened. At this point, when this guy does me, I look and go,
Jimmy 2 times?
No.
I got to get the papers. Get the papers.
I said, well, is there like maybe, because I can tell this guy's not helping me, like, is there an email or something I should be communicating with for this purpose? And he goes, well, maybe you could talk to Jimmy. And I'm like, I don't know who Jimmy is. I don't know if Jimmy was the guy at the bar. I'm getting no clarity on who Jimmy is, except I have to talk to him. And I said, hey, that sounds great. Why don't you go ahead and give me Jimmy's number? I said, well, Jimmy, I can't give out Jimmy's number.
Can you give Jimmy my number?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. He's like, well, I'll take your information down. So then he like fumbles around. You're a bar. You're taking food orders. Pen, paper, not hard. But he eventually gives you like the back of like a takeout menu. And he's like, well, here, write it down on here. And I'm just like, oh, this is just the worst experience of my life. So I write down Marty, Villa Park Masonic Lodge, special events at your venue, write my phone number. I hand it to him and said, hey, sir, thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a great day. Do you know what this guy says to me then? Do you know what he says to me?
I'm waiting
see
for
you
you to tell
later.
me.
No. better. All he had to do is, yeah, thanks for coming in, man. Now just smile at me, treat me like a human being. This dude, and this is mind-boggling. Literally goes, he's not going to call you.
Oh no! Oh, because he's already at the end of the bar, dude. Shooting you the sign. He's like, "Don't give him my number. Take his number. I'm not calling him."
So
Did you not give the sign of the moose? Is there such a thing?
there probably is, but all I'm telling you is, if you're a Moose member and you're watching this and you're wondering why your fraternity's dying, no, I'm gonna say. It's because when good people walked in, that's how they were treated. And this was really weird.
And so all you Masons out there, send your email to
for getting outside your comfort zone. Next time somebody walks into a Moose Lodge, just give them a petition. And with that, we are going with shouts out and shots out.
Are we doing this to the Moose?
Yes! To my friend Jimmy at the Moose.
To the Moose's Lodge.
Jimmy the Moose!
Jimmy the Moose!
Jimmy the Moose!
May you call me. Or don't.
Please.
It's up to you, Jimmy.
There you go. Same time, guys. And always, that was good. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll be back with more. Look out for t-shirts this guy's making. We'll have around.
And step out of your comfort zones, man.
Yeah, do
Oh,
that.
and real talk.
And don't be scared of anybody outside of the comfort zone.
Oh, go ahead. Wes.
No, go for it.
And real talk, that was one experience at one Moose Lodge. I don't know anything about your fraternity, but I'm super willing to learn. Hit us up, and if you have a Moose Lodge around Chicago and you want to come kick it with us, or you want us to come kick it with you,
Or you think we're
nothing
wrong?
but love. Yeah, prove me wrong.
Invite
Prove
us
him wrong.
out. We'll buy your food and beer.
You're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. Look out for us on probably Patreon, most likely. Look out for that. Look out for t-shirts and other things to come your way. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more.
See you guys later.